Kinfolk! What they do? How y'all feeling? Well, as always, I am feeling good. Got that green smoothie, Kinfolk. Got that green smoothie. Yes, I do. And it's good. Always good. Alright, so this video right here is gonna be for that follower that DM me and they asked me, am I vegan? Then they asked me about the benefits of being vegan, and they was considering going vegan. Alright, now I'm going to give you my intake on being vegan and what works for me. Okay, so first thing I want to say is I started this challenge last year, January, and I said that I want to try to stop eating meat. So I said I'm gonna try for 24 hours. You know, I believe when you started something new, you don't just go full blast with it. You try a little bit, all right? So I was actually at my partner's house in Lawrenceville because I spent the New Year's with them, and I did it 24 hours, and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And my partner wife say, yeah, that ain't bad, being that you don't slept 8 hours of it. So I'm like, really? Here I am feeling all good, thinking I done did something, you know, and then you gonna tell me that it's good, but being that I don't slept 8 hours of it. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me try to do 48 hours, you know. So I tried it, 48 hours, you know. I said, okay. So it was a slow process, Kinfolk. It was a slow process. So once I figured out that I was able to go a couple of days without eating meat, the next challenge was to go a week. All right, so I say, okay, I accomplished the 1 week, and then the next challenge was, okay, let's try to push it even farther. So I do like a week on, week off, week on, week off. Then I said, okay, my body kind of getting accustomed to it. So the next challenge was, once I don't realize that I can go 3 to 4 weeks without eating meat, I said, now let's do it for a whole month. So the next challenge was a month on, month off, month on, month off. Okay? So I've been doing that from last year, a month on, a month off, all the way to the beginning of this year. Okay, so the beginning of this year came, and I'm like, okay, so it's a brand new year. What we're going to do? Are we going to continue to do this challenge, or are we going to go back to our old ways, you know, which wasn't bad, you know. But I said, you know what, let's push ourselves a little farther. So I say, I'm going to push it out for 2 months. So February came around, and it's did it from January to February of this year, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and she wanted to take a trip to Cancun to celebrate her 48th birthday, and that was in April. That was like the beginning of April. So I said to myself, okay, we don't knock down 2 months. We only got 2 more months to go. So I said, you know what? since we don't did 2 months straight, let's push it for 2 more months. So when April came, you know, little 4-day vacation, we done went down there, had a good time. Yeah, I ate some meat, had me a few little beef, hamburgers, beef hot dogs. I don't do no pork, you know, and I enjoyed myself. So now that I done came back home, I have to ask myself again. So what are we going to do? Are we going back to our old ways, or we're going to continue the challenge? I say, you know what? Let's continue the challenge. So I've been continuing this challenge since last year. Now, here's my thing. I don't know if I would ever go all the way vegan for life, but I do enjoy the challenge. So what I do now, I eat meat out of moderation. Just like with alcohol. I drink alcohol out of moderation. You know, so that's what works for me. Now, let's talk about why I went vegan. I did it because I want to try something different. I believe in being that better version of yourself. You got to do something different. You got to challenge yourself, you know? So people say, what's the benefits from going vegan? Well, you live a healthier life. You live a little bit longer. Those are your benefits, you know? Now, I will tell you this. When you start trying to go vegan, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a lot of stuff that you're not comfortable with eating. On this healthy journey that I'm trying to do, I have learned to not eat for the taste. Now, of course, you still want food to taste good to you. But for the most part, when you trying to get right and be healthy, you learn to eat for the effect, for the results, because you know what it's going to do for your mind and your body and your soul, kinfolk. So that's what I've been kind of doing. That's what's been working for me. All right. The next thing, when you start going on this journey, you're going to have a lot of people talk about you. They're going to downplay it, kinfolk. They are going to downplay it. Oh, that ain't real food. Oh, you're going to die anyway. Oh, I got a friend that was vegan and he still got sick and died. You see what I'm saying? You're going to have people like that talking about you like that. So when you go on this journey, just know that you're doing it for your health benefits. You want to try something different, and you got to have a positive mindset. Because if you ain't careful, you will let that negativity from people tell you, oh man, why you going vegan for? That ain't real food. You're still going to die. People dying every day. I got a friend that was in the gym 7 days in a week. He or she was vegan, and they still just dropped dead. You feel what I'm saying? Don't let people like that get in your ear and discourage you from trying something different. Alright? So I want you guys to remember that. Now, I will say this here. Let me add this here. In the process of going vegan, you have to replace it with something. Well, first of all, I'm 90% vegan. I forgot to add that. And you might say, 90%? What's the other 10%? Eggs. I eat eggs, kinfolk. And yes, eggs is a meat. Trust me, I found out that a couple months ago. So for a long time, you know, I didn't know that eggs was a meat. But it is. So that's the only meat that I eat, is eggs. So I want to tell you this here. When you take something out, you have to replace it with something. So since Since I took the meat out, I replaced it with eggs. I eat eggs with everything. Alright? And when you're going in this journey, don't be afraid to try different stuff. You know? And also you gotta have that mindset too that, okay, we are doing this for the benefits. You know? And some of this stuff you can make taste good and it still be healthy. You can do that. You know? You just gotta figure out what works best for you. You know, because let me tell you something. I done visit a lot of vegan places and I'm like, man, vegan macaroni is just nasty. But then I went to another restaurant and I'm like, this ain't bad, kinfolk. This ain't bad at all. This is not bad at all. So you have to experience different restaurants in different places. And also, when you preparing your own, you got to figure out what works for you. You got to try different stuff. So I'm going to be honest with you, it costs. Yes, eating healthy costs. But you can't be afraid to invest in you. Alright? Do not be afraid to invest in you. Your health is important. Health is wealth. Because let me tell you something. If you mess around, lose a kidney or a liver, it's going to cost you a whole lot of money to try to find a replacement. Alright? And a lot of this stuff that we doing or that we going through, we can prevent ourselves just by eating right. We can. Now, I'm not saying, kinfolk, everything I eat is healthy. I'm not finna sit here and tell y'all that lie. But 80% of what I put in my body is healthy. And the other 20% is what I want because I'm eating it. I still eat potato chips. Lord knows they ain't good for you. You know? I still eat macaroni cheese, stuff like that. You know, rice, got a whole lot of starch and stuff. I still eat normal food that I know that ain't healthy for me, but that's my 20%. You know, you gotta do what works for you, kinfolk. Don't worry about what other people think, because they gonna talk about you. Alright? People see you eat macaroni cheese and eat some rice. Well, I thought you was being healthy. You know. But anyway though, kinfolk, when you're going in this journey, make sure that you take baby steps. Alright? Try a little small stuff at a time. And you figure out what works for you. So, the next question that they ask me is how I feel. I feel good, kinfolk. I really do. And I can tell a difference. Skin get clearer, you know. Insides feel better, you know. Let me tell you something, kinfolk. You can't do right if you don't feel right. Your body is a temple. You gotta be careful what you put in it. I'm 40 years young, baby, and I look good. I know I look good, kinfolk. This is what 40 looks like when you take care of yourself. And you know what, kinfolk? Y'all can do the same thing. We can all do it. That's why I want to spread this knowledge, because I want all of us to live a healthy life. You know, because see, a lot of y'all, especially if you're around my age, you got kids, you got grandkids, you got people that love you, you got people that's dependent on you. So they're gonna need you to stick around. So let's be more aware of what we put in our body. And that is my intake on going vegan. Until the next time, kinfolk, I will see you guys in the next video. And this is Life After 40, baby. Let's get it.